Zach with Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. Today it is Friday, May 2nd. We're going to be talking about the crypto market. Let's go. Remember that none of this is financial advice. Man, things are picking up steam. Ripple is going for global control. Ripple is making deals to overtake Swift, or they're going to partner up with them. Swift might not go down without a fight. If they want to stay relevant, they better allow Ripple to take a seat at the table. Because if not, Ripple's going to flip that motherfucking table. We'll see that Brad G doesn't play nice, man. He's coming with technology. He's coming with the big guns. Alien level technology. You want to play with 45 ACP? Brad G walking in with that District 9 type technology.
Show you. I go teach you.
Don't let tell you when.
You blood son!
Oh, holy shit!
That alien weaponry, baby. XRP. We're not playing by the old rules of the old financial institutions. We're playing by the new rules. Ripple offered to buy Circle. They offered them $5 billion. Chad Steingraber says, Ripple's offer was a fair value. Circle may live to regret it. I'm going to tell you guys a story about a company named AOL that did not sell when they should have. I'm going to tell you guys a story about a company named Yahoo that did not sell when they should have. And I'm going to tell you about a man named Brad Garlinghouse that was on the board of directors for both those companies. Who's to say that Brad Garlinghouse is not watching history repeat itself, being Circle? This time the shoe's on the other foot. Brad's sitting on the other side of the table saying, man, these guys should sell if they know what's good for them. And Circle's like, nah, we don't need to sell. We're Circle. USDC, y'all need us. Little do they know we don't need them. We didn't need magic internet money. We don't need US dollar tether. We don't need any of that. How many stable coins are there? 1 million. Man, I was joking around one time, what we need is a stable coin that's tied to plum sauce. It could be an aggregate data stable coin, okay? Because it won't be tied to $1, it'll be tied to a real life product. And I was joking about minting a product called Plums. There was gonna be the Plums token. There was gonna be a staking protocol. I actually wrote all this code, man. I have all the code for a staking protocol on Songbird. I actually printed 1 billion plums. And I was gonna open up a staking protocol and I was gonna open it up on Gala as well. And you were gonna have a bridge between Songbird and the Flr networks and Gala. That was something I used to talk about and work on, man. But I decided, you know what? Who am I? What liquidity am I going to bring to this or going to be able to garner for this? I'm going to have to go out of my way to find people to support this or pray to God that somebody just randomly does. That's not how things work, man. So I spared everyone the trouble. I spared myself the trouble. And that's important, man. Because what's a headache? You only get so many days on this earth, man. I don't want to spend these days doing headache bullshit. Plums could have been great, man. PLMZ. Plum staking on Songbird. And there was going to be a stablecoin. It was going to be tied to the price of Kikkoman's plum sauce. This was all humorous, man. This is what I talk about. I like things that are funny. I thought this had value in the fact that it was funny. And there was going to be a bridge to Gala. This could have been valuable. How did I get to talking about this? Holy shit. Getting back to what actually matters. Cowboy.crypto says acquiring Circle would be a massive leap for Ripple. Not only because of Circle's backing from the likes of Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, Coinbase, and Fidelity, but Ripple would be gaining Circle's 39 plus listed investments such as Flr developed by ex-Ripple executive Crypto Cowboy and Securitize, where Paul Atkins was recently a board member before being sworn in as the new SEC chairman. Do you not see the chess moves that are happening here? Ripple has an ex-executive Crypto Cowboy, okay, Craig DeWitt, and Securitize, the leader in real-world asset tokenization with 1 billion assets issued on-chain, partnering with top-tier issuers BlackRock, KKR, Hamilton Lane, and many others. This isn't just any lane, dog. This is Hamilton Lane. Craig DeWitt responded to this guy, man. He said, you're the first to break the story. The $5 billion acquisition offer to buy Circle has nothing to do with that biz. Ripple wanted to increase their stake in Flr, and this was the most cost-effective approach. Dude, Skyfire is payments and identity for AI agents. Holy shit, man. Ripple is making moves. What does that even mean, man? What does that even mean? Grok says that Skyfire is pioneering AI agent payments with stablecoins, partnering with innovators like Sequence to unlock secure data-driven monetization for the AI economy. The question I have is, what would an AI agent do in this workflow? In Skyfire's workflow, an AI agent would handle tasks like identity verification, payment processing, task execution, monetization, and data interaction, leveraging partnerships to access and process internet-scale data securely, enhancing decision-making or service delivery. For example, an AI agent could autonomously negotiate a data purchase, verify its identity, pay with stablecoins, process the data, and deliver insights to a client, all within Skyfire's ecosystem. I asked Grok, give me an example, like an acquisition of what? Let's say a company needs real-time market sentiment analysis for a product launch. Here's how an AI agent in Skyfire's workflow might handle a data acquisition. Okay, so the agent identifies a data set, and then using stablecoins, the agent pays the data provider provider through Skyfire's payment systems. Data acquisition, the agent retrieves the data set, verifies its quality, and processes it using sentiment analysis algorithms. The agent compiles insights and delivers a report to the company. If the agent generates proprietary insights, it could list them on a marketplace for other buyers, earning additional revenue. The example outcome, the company receives a report showing positive sentiment, but highlighting a concern about pricing, enabling them to adjust their launch strategy, all completed in minutes, with the AI agent handling payment, acquisition, and analysis autonomously. We're talking about cutting a lot of corners here that would have taken a long time. You would have had to find somebody with the data. You would have had to negotiate a deal for what the cost of this data would be. You'd have to then pay for that data. You would then have to take that data, figure out what the hell it meant, and what it meant to you might be different than what it meant to someone else. You'd have to have multiple people talking about what it means. We're talking about a long process here. AI agents are going to speed this up. Skyfire, man. Craig DeWitt and Skyfire, okay? Payments and identity for AI agents. We see here on their pin post, do androids dream of electric sheep? Skyfire. It's a good question. Do you believe in androids? Do you think there's a potential that somebody's wearing an elite mask and that they're walking around a robot? You know, they're half human, half robot. They're androided up, dog. What do you think, man? Let me know in the comments. You gonna get that Neuralink? Does it make you an android if you get the Neuralink? You're morphing with the machine. What does that make you? Craig DeWitt posted this back in 2024. Let's take a look. Paul Atkins has been a member of the Securitize Advisory Board since 2019. Ripple happens to be an investor in Securitize along with Santander, SBI, Sony, Coinbase, and Blockchain Capital, to name a few. And this comes off Securitize's posting. Congratulations to Securitize Advisory Board member Paul Atkins on his nomination to be the next SEC chairman. And he was named. Paul Atkins is the guy, man. USA and the SEC are going on that Atkins diet, which means we're only eating crypto, bruh. Don't be talking to me about anything other than some protocols that allow me to use blockchain for my payment rails, all right? If I'm Paul Atkins, that's what I'm saying. You come to me talking about traditional finance, you might get fucking smacked upside the head, man. That's what I'm rocking with. If I'm Paul Atkins, look at that guy. You don't want Paul Atkins giving you the side eye, all right? Crypto Barbie says that Forbes had this to say about the Ripple Circle deal. Owning Circle would have given Ripple an instant seat at the table in the global stablecoin economy. The two together might have sparked the creation of entirely new financial products. This is happening anyways. Ripple owns RLUSD. Ripple just offered to buy Circle. They offered to buy them with some cash they had laying around. It's like, we'll offer you $5 billion. That's something light we got sitting around. And so I think Forbes is wrong about this. I really do, because it's not Circle who would be granting Ripple a seat at the table. Sure, maybe at the stablecoin table, who cares? John Deaton had this to say, I'm curious as to Ripple's relationship with Coinbase. Coinbase is already a minority owner in Circle. Could a bidding war happen? How funny would that be if Coinbase and Ripple were both in a bidding war over Circle? I mean, it sounds silly. I don't think it even needs to happen. Maybe only two get to continue. We know that USDT has now been goaded by Flr. Somebody said it. Why wouldn't Flr just run with RLUSD? They're already right there on the XRPL. Why wouldn't they just run with RLUSD? It doesn't make any sense. But we know that Flr also utilizes the EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine. And it may be that USDT, being the world's biggest stablecoin, was just an inevitable thing to add. And that RLUSD will also be added as time goes on. The fact is that RLUSD isn't available on any exchanges yet. I think it was a big deal what Flr did with USDTO. Because now with Flr, you're pretty much on every centralized exchange that the Tether is. Huge. XRP sitting at $2.21. Man, we're so early in the game, man. Does Flr have more room to run in the short term? I think so. This cycle, I think that Flr may have more room to run, as long as it gets to run. You know, we don't get to know what's chosen to be able to run and what's not chosen. Back in the previous cycle, we thought XRP was going to go on to break its all-time high, and it didn't. It broke everyone's heart, man. We got sued by the SEC, and we got held down. I think that XRP for sure is going to at least go anywhere from $7 to $13 this cycle. That's what's going to happen, man. Okay? Blockchain Backer and his little TA called for it. If he drew that shit, he drew it, all right? Anyone could do TA and draw a line. Blockchain Backer is a reliable guy. I think that he did his work on the TA. The Fibonacci's, etc., etc. $7 to $13, the math shoots up to. Once we get to $11, that's a times 100 from the all-time low in 2019 of 11 cents. So with that being said, if we were to get up to $11 from here, being XRP's at $2.20, that's a times 5. Put in $1,000, turns into 5K. You're doing great, man. You're doing great. You put in 10K, it turns into 50. You gotta be happy with that. But Flr has this potential, man. They've never seen a bull market. They've never seen a bull run. Who's to say that Flr can't hit a legit times 100? Who's to say that Songbird isn't gonna be right there alongside with them? These assets have no ceiling holding them back, man. They're gonna fucking moon, and we're all gonna be sitting there wondering why we didn't buy more. It's because we were scared. FOMO's a real thing on one side of the table, and fear is a big thing on the other side. When that token goes down to an all-time low price, you're scared out of buying. When that token goes up to an all-time high price, you're talked into buying. Not by anybody else, by your own sentiment. You can't control your own self. No one's forcing you to do anything, man. You're here playing crypto because you have ideas of grandeur. That was me, at least. Man, I want to hit that times 100. I want to hit that times 1,000. But you better have a game plan of what you're going to do once that happens. Off ramps like Coinbase and Uphold will only let you withdraw 9,000 bucks at a time. So what are you going to do? You better know which stablecoin is going to be legit. You're going to exchange them for USDT? You're going to exchange them for RLUSD? What are you going to do? I think that Flr and XRP are both going to be worth way more in the next 4 to 10 years than they are right now. That's something that I'm willing to bet on. Flr is worth 1.8 cents. Has never experienced a bull run. And we've been seeing the total volume locked in their DeFi protocols absolutely skyrocket. Huge things are coming to Flr, man, and huge things are coming to XRP. Don't count out Songbird. Songbird is that canary network for Flr. In order for Flr to fly, Songbird's got to be by its side. Zach with Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend, y'all. Until next time.